How's it going, y'all? Today, I'm gonna get into some ski mountaineering shenanigans in King Ravine on a line that has very little information about it. This line is to lookers right of West Gully and kind of trends diagonally down to this big ice bulge. I don't know what it goes at. It looks to be about WI3. And then there's another patch of snow, a smaller ice bulge that probably is not a rappel, maybe more manageable, and then a long run out to the bottom. Now, this line is considered one of the narrow gullies by Kurt's guidebook, but it doesn't really offer any names or information about them. So I went into the New England Ice Guide to see if I could find it, because that's a way bigger ice bulge than Great Gully tends to form. Surely someone's climbed it. But no, there's no information whatsoever on this particular gully. So the question you might be asking, well, how do you know it's even been done? Well, the kind of trend in the Northeast is that it's assumed that everything's been done. So it's really hard to claim a first descent without somebody claiming not necessarily that they skied it, but that everything was skied back in the day. It's pretty rare you get names and dates. So I'm a big fan of the term first known descent, and depending on how today goes, if I get up there and I like the look of it, this could be the first known descent. Whether that means it's the 100th descent to have ever happened, the 1000th, who knows? Someone could have done it yesterday. But if they did, they didn't talk about it. So this will be kind of the first beta that gets published, assuming it all goes and I get to ski it today. That's pretty cool. And I don't really necessarily care if I'm the first, but I'm always fascinated by these lines that have no information on it. They have that technical aspect, like there's gonna be rappels or something involved with like making it go as a ski line. And by kind of answering my own question, what does it ski like? Is it good? How am I going to negotiate the technical aspect? Is it going to be a rock anchor, an ice anchor, a tree anchor? How many rappels am I going to keep the skis on? You know, those questions all kind of fascinate me. And then once I figure that out, I've now bridged that information out of the ether and into the 21st century. Reviving might be the wrong word, because like I said, who knows if it's even been done. But it's bridging this information and sort of unearthing this line as part of the New England common ski knowledge. And I think that that's super epic. I'm like very passionate about that, and I'm very psyched to go do it today. These are some of the best conditions to skin up in, aside from a winter snowpack, which is a little bit less slippery. I like on these spring days to start when the mountain's really cold. The snow's still frozen, so it's an easy surface to travel on, and you're not getting hot. The sun's not beating down on you, so that's all the more hydration and energy you can conserve for the mission. All right, snow in the shade is starting to warm. I'm about to break into King Ravine. I can see the line I'm heading for just through the trees. Looking out. Looks mighty fine. All right, there's the ice right there. I'm gonna skin up a couple kick turns and then schwack over to the base and transition to crampons and tools. Here we go. All right, let's go climb some ice. Brought the Nomics out today. I think this is a little harder. I don't mind the weight. Cool, so right now I'm back on snow after the ice crux. Right here, there's very much still ice under the snow. So I'm gonna probably down climb into my rappel stance. Ooh, or maybe I could keep the skis on and side slip from that tree. That works. All right, at the top of the line, my glacier glasses are super fogged up, so I took them off for this little break here. Gonna put skis on in this little plateau area and then go ski. Definitely super psyched. It's gonna be a mix of kind of spring snow and still wintry snow. That's gonna be kind of funky once I get into the chute. But I'm super psyched to have topped out the line, to have done the crux of the day, which is the ice climbing. And here's one of my favorite tricks. When I know I'm gonna be deploying the rope and I don't wanna have to take my backpack off, I'll just buckle the sternum strap over it. All right, got some nice trees here. I'm gonna rappel kind of through the sneice and shallow snow on top of blue ice to the top of my V-thread. Way cool. All right, no knot in it. That's what I like to see. Capture this right away so we don't lose it on the pole, and send it away. All right, now we're backed up by the anchor and we can whale on this. Make sure it's really not going anywhere before we commit life to it. This is always a trippy feeling. Rope. Fuck yeah. Spicy. All crux, top to bottom. Yeah, cool. And just like that, another big one in the range answered, solved. Yeah, oh man, I had to throw a lot of shenanigans at that. That had one of the biggest ski rappels that I've done, like kind of on par with Damnation. And then it also had that like spicy crux move. So it was like hard skiing and hard ski mountaineering. But that top section was really, really glorious. And the bottom was fun. Of course it had some schwack, but honestly, I feel like there's something endearing about those lines that are kind of all crux, you know? You only really seek them out if you're really in search of an adventure, and they'll give you an adventure. And even if they're kind of kicking your ass, if you approach it open-heartedly, it can actually be a lot of fun. I don't know, I kind of like that stuff. But yeah, always wondered about that line, and now I know. Now it's in the modern New England ski repertoire. It's freaking hot now. Time to shed some layers. Couldn't resist a fill up at this beautiful creek. I'm gonna be smart about it though. So good. God, it's so beautiful. All right, just got back to the van. That was an epic little adventure to kick off the spring skiing. Snowpack's definitely still transitional. I found more dry snow than I was expecting in the shade. And the ice is still hesitant to soften. But I'm glad I got that one in before the warm-up. I've always wondered about that. It's a bummer. Couldn't get some of the homies out for it. But yeah, you snooze, you lose, you know? No, I'm just kidding. People had real commitments, but yeah, I figured might as well give it a whirl. Worst comes to worst, I can bail if I don't feel good about it. And it was a really fun adventure. Definitely a rope work intensive line, but really fun and exciting. And I'm gonna take some time, come up with a name for it. I'm gonna do a little research, see if anybody else has skied it or has any stories about it, any knowledge of names. As far as I know, me and now you watching through me are the first people who know anything about that thing. And if not, if 100 people have skied it, who cares, you know? I'm not necessarily in the business of first descents. If I've never skied it, it's my first descent, you know? I'm just in the business of adventuring and having fun and exploring, and that's really all that counts, whether it's been skied once, twice, a million times. If you're out there having fun, having an adventure, challenging yourself, that's really the most important part. Yeah, until next time, signing off. I should have some exciting new content in the spring coming up. I don't know what we're gonna get into. I will say, if you're wondering about that PF Flyer footage and what's going to become of my last line in the Prezi book, which is stovepipe, I'm saving those for something very special. And I can't tell you what it is. It's top secret right now. Those who are in the know what I'm talking about. But it's very special. And you guys are going to be really psyched when it comes out. So stay tuned.